Hey guys, so I'm gonna be gone for another week. Just wanted to get that out there. Anyway, so today I have a question for you. What do you guys think is Buzz Lightyear's original branding? Think about it. In Toy Story 1, Buzz Lightyear thinks he is a space ranger. And originally the idea was that he would be fully aware of the show or whatever he was in. He'd be fully aware of that. But when they saw and heard Tim Allen performing his lines so well, they decided to change it and make him think he was a genuine space ranger. So, and I recently watched a video by Super Carlin Brothers, link in the description, and one of them asked why Buzz freezes, and it also said it also talked about a branding of a toy. Now, of course, toys are all branded. They're all branding. That's really what a toy is. If it's an original toy, then it's a branding of itself. At least in my mind. Now, I feel like they brought up an interesting point. The more a toy gets played with, the further away it gets from its original branding. I feel like since Woody is a very good example. Woody was, in Toy Story 2, he was taken to Al's apartment, and there was so much Woody's Roundup Gang merchandise. It was amazing. And he was as shocked about it as we all were in whenever you saw Toy Story 2 originally. So, he was like, what? And he didn't know who Bullseye was. He didn't know who Jesse or the Prospector were. He didn't know anything about it. All he knew was that he was Andy's toy. Now, to quote Mr. Potato Head, Woody has been Andy's favorite since kindergarten. It's probably paraphrasing, but whatever. Okay. So, anyway. What's Buzz Lightyear's branding? We know Woody's branding. He's with Woody's Roundup Gang. We know Rex is obviously a dinosaur. Slinky Dog's obviously a slinky dog. Ham is a piggy bank. Mr. Potato Head is Mr. Potato Head. Bo Peep is Bo Peep. So, and the Army Men. Now, Army Men and Barbies, we saw them as acting like what they were supposed to be. Now, I'm guessing the Army Men don't get played with that much, because they acted so much like actual people in the army. However, they were aware that they were toys. I'm guessing they must have found out pretty quickly. Now, with the Barbies, in Al's Toy Barn, with the Barbies and the display Buzz Lightyear, they're able to come to life because humans gave them a lot of special attention because they were on display, or at least not in boxes. Now, let's say we don't know all these rules. This brings us back to our original question. What is Buzz Lightyear's original branding? Well, there is an answer. And I think that in the world of Pixar, the vast world of Pixar, there exists Star Wars. But it's not the Star Wars you're thinking of. when I say Star Wars, or show you this shirt, what do you think of? Well, you think of Luke Skywalker, you think of Han Solo, you think of the battle on Cloud City, where that treacherous moment when Darth Vader revealed that he was Luke's father. You of course think of the prequel trilogy, the one that nobody likes, but I think is okay. You think of how The Force Awakens wars just happened to, do the reboot thing so well. You just think of all of these things that pertain to Star Wars, but you don't think of Buzz Lightyear. And that's because Pixar is in a different world. Obviously, the Pixar universe and our universe are different, but the real difference is in Star Wars. Now, I feel that let's just say Buzz Lightyear. We'll call that the branding. We'll call it Buzz Lightyear and Star Wars, okay? So, in Toy Story, Buzz made this speech.
Emperor Zurg has been secretly building a weapon with the destructive capacity to annihilate an entire planet. I alone have information that reveals this weapon's only weakness. And you, my friend, are responsible for delaying my rendezvous with Star Command.
Does that sound familiar? Well, it does to me. If you watched the original Star Wars Episode 4, then you might know what the Death Star is. I mean, it was only, almost the most important thing to the plot. Now, I'm going to move this camera. Now, the Death Star was a weapon built by Darth Vader. Well, the Death Star was a weapon that had the power to blow up an entire planet. Okay? That's what the Death Star was. It was the big whammy, everything. It could destroy an entire planet. And when you think about it, so was this entire thing on what was it? Oh yeah, so was the entire Buzz Lightyear thing. Emperor Zurg has a weapon with the power to annihilate an entire planet. Now, of course, he mentions something else. Now, what is that exactly? What did Buzz Lightyear mention? Look, I can't talk today. Whatever. So, Buzz Lightyear mentions, alright. Buzz Lightyear mentions that he alone has the plans to this, and he has knowledge of it, and he was trying to get it to Star Command. Gee, I wonder who else did something like that. Well, let's just view the original text crawl for Star Wars Episode 4, specifically this part. So, according to Buzz Lightyear, so Buzz Lightyear was a rebel spy who managed to steal the secret plans to Emperor Zurg's ultimate weapon. which had the power to annihilate an entire planet. Of course, this could just be an Easter egg. I mean, that's a thing. Could be an Easter egg, or probably just a throwback for the adults, because Toy Story came out in 1995. The special edition for Star Wars would come out 2 years later, in 1997. After that, The Phantom Menace would come out in 1999. But let's go back 2 years. What else came out in 1997? Toy Story 2. And if you watched Toy Story 2, you might remember this scene.
Surrender, Buzz Lightyear. I have won.
I'll never give in. You killed my father.
No, Buzz. I am your father.
That was actually when I learned that Darth Vader was Luke's father. My mom told me that. I was like, whoa, Luke's Buzz's father? That's cool. And mom was like, hey, that's a nod to Star Wars. What? How? Because Vader is Luke's father. What? Yeah. So, yeah, obviously they set up that scene in Toy Story 2 for a nod to Star Wars. Okay, yeah. Or, I mean, think about this. That was done pretty well. And, obviously, Buzz Lightyear would be Luke in this scenario, and Vader would be Zurg, right? But Vader's not the Emperor. And Luke isn't a rebel spy. Spaceballs didn't have an equivalent to Luke Skywalker, so, why should Toy Story 2? Okay. Well, let's just see how well they recreated that scene. No, seriously. Why don't you look at it right now?
It is useless to resist. Don't let yourself be destroyed as Obi-Wan did. There is no escape. Don't make me destroy you. Luke, you do not yet realize your importance. You have only begun to discover your power. Join me, and I will complete your training. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. I'll never join you! If you only knew the power of the dark side. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. He told me enough. He told me you killed him. No. I am your father. That's not true. That's impossible. Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Yeah, that's pretty true. I would show a scene from Toy Story 3, but by then, Buzz has already moved on from being, Buzz Lightyear, from, I don't know, what do we want to call it, Toy Wars, Story Wars, I don't know. The name doesn't have to be there. It's just Pixar Star Wars. Pixar Wars. Yeah. So that's what I think. I think in the Pixar universe there is no Star Wars. There's just Buzz Lightyear. And that is Buzz Lightyear's branding. Now, if you want Now, if you guys disagree with me and think that Buzz Lightyear's branding is something else, or that these are just references and I'm loosely pasting these together, considering that the films are decades apart, and that they're just little references for the adults, then leave that in the comments. But until then, I will see you in the next video. Also, if you agree with me, you can put that in the comments below. What was I supposed to say? Oh yeah, bye bye.